In this video, we are pitting the Michelin Pilot Sport 5 against the Continental MaxContact MC7. We will put them in the test of wet, dry, noise and rolling resistance to find out which tyre is suitable for your sporty vehicle. Wet braking, the most safety critical test, because the problem is a small difference here have huge consequences. In this test, we are testing the wet braking distance from 80 km/h down to 0, and the scoring is simple. The shorter your wet braking distances, the better your tyre is. And this translates into real-life wet confidence and those extra meters that can prevent you from having an accident.
In wet braking, the Michelin Pilot Sport 5 takes a clear win. The Pilot Sport 5 stops in 28.3 meters, while the Continental MaxContact MC7 needs 31.7 meters. That's a difference of 3.4 meters, or roughly 12% longer braking distance for the MC7. And in the wet, that gap is not small. This is kind of difference that can decide whether you stop safety or run out of road. In wet handling, the Michelin again has the edge. Subjectively, the Pilot Sport 5 scores 7.2, while the MC7 scores 7. The small score difference tells a bigger story on the track. The Michelin feels more connected through steering, giving the driver clearer feedback when turning into wet corner. As the car rotates in mid-corner, the Pilot Sport 5 also holds its line better, allowing smoother throttle application and stronger traction as you accelerate out of the bend. The MC7 is still controlled, but compared with the Michelin, it feels slightly less eager on turn-in and does not carry the same level of traction through the full cornering phase. On lap time, the Michelin completes the wet handling course in 30.4 seconds, while the MC7 takes 31 seconds. That makes Pilot Sport 5 0.6 seconds faster, showing better wet grip and confidence when cornering.
Aquaplaning, one of the most dangerous wet driving conditions that you ever face. Because the problem is, once you have it, you lose control instantaneously. So, in this aquaplaning test, we are measuring the speed at which your tyre loses control. The scoring is simple. The higher your speed, the better aquaplaning resistance you have. And why does it matter? Because higher aquaplaning resistance gives you more confidence in heavy rain and you go through water puddles with certainty.
For straight line aquaplaning, both tyres are exactly matched. The Pilot Sport 5 and the MaxContact MC7 both recorded 75.9 km/h. So when it comes to resisting water lift at straight line, there's no real difference between them.
Dry braking, this is the baseline performance. Because the problem is, it's expected of every tyre to perform well in dry braking. And in this test, we are measuring the stopping distance from 100 km away down to 0, like this, here. And the scoring is simple. The shorter your braking distance, the better your tyre is. And why does it matter? Because a shorter stopping distance could be the difference between having an accident or avoiding one.
Dry braking, this is where Continental MaxContact MC7 fights back. In dry braking, the MC7 stops 36.4 meters, while the Michelin Pilot Sport 5 stops in 37.3 meters. That gives MC7 a 0.9 meter advantage, or about 2.5% shorter braking distances. So if we are talking purely about dry stopping power, the MC7 is a stronger tyre. In dry handling, the result is closer. Subjectively, the Michelin Pilot Sport 5 scores 7.2, while the MC7 scores 7.1. This suggests that the Michelin gives the driver slightly clearer steering response with better precision when loading the tyre through faster corners. On lap time, the Michelin recorded 29.8 seconds, while the Continental records 30.1 seconds. That makes Pilot Sport 4 just 0.3 seconds faster. So while the MC7 had better dry braking results, the Michelin still feels slightly sharper and quicker around the full dry handling course.
Comfort and noise is something every driver feels, but it's not measured properly because it depends on different surfaces. Today, we are measuring comfort and noise at two different surfaces. One is rough and one is smooth. To find out which one delivers the best comfort and noise tire. The scoring, very simple. The higher the score, the better the comfort and noise tire. And why does it matter? Because a comfortable tire actually lets you feel less fatigue, more comfortable ride, and a quieter cabin. Let's find out.
Comfort is another area where Michelin pulls ahead. The Pilot Sport 5 scores subjectively 7.2 points, while the MC7 scores 6.8. This is noticeable difference, especially for daily driving. The Michelin feels more refined, more comfortable, and better suited for drivers who want performance without sacrificing ride quality.
Rolling resistance, one of the most important factors when it comes to efficiency. But the problem is, you can't really see or feel rolling resistance. But there's a simple way to illustrate. We put two tires on the slope, both at equal conditions, and we let it roll down. So physics takes its role, so we're looking for the tire which can roll the furthest, which means it has the lower rolling resistance. The scoring is simple. And what does it mean? It means that a lower rolling resistance tire actually increase your battery mileage for your EV car, and most importantly, improve fuel savings.
Rolling resistance is completely equal. Both tires scores 8.5 coefficient value, meaning there's no meaningful efficiency advantage between the two. So from a fuel consumption or EV efficiency perspective, this category does not separate them. So, what is the true performance difference? This is interesting because in my previous 2024 UHP tire test, the Continental MaxContact MC7 was the dominant tire. But this time around, the table has turned. The MC7 still has one clear advantage, dry braking. It stops shorter than the Michelin Pilot Sport 5, so drivers who prioritize dry stopping power should still take it seriously. But overall, the Michelin Pilot Sport 5 is now the more complete tire. It wins in wet braking, wet handling, dry handling, and comfort, while matching the MC7 in aquaplaning and rolling resistance. Mileage was not tested here, but based on Michelin's user strength in wear performance, I would expect the Pilot Sport 5 to come out ahead there as well. So from my point of view, the MC7 remains a strong dry braking performer, but for real-world wet roads, comfort, steering confidence, and likely longer tread life, the Michelin Pilot Sport 5 is the stronger all-round package.
Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.